Flyers, Phillies, let's talk about them. Sixers, Eagles, let's talk about them. What the Union doing? Pull up with the crew and have a drink or two and let's talk about them. This a PHI bar. Bruce Willis, we die hard. I know you feel us, cause Philly fans is the best sports fans by far. No cheating here, we gon' keep it fair. You don't like my set, somebody help them. This the key, if we can disagree without disrespecting, everybody welcome. So what we talking about? Practice? What we talking about? Let's unpack this. Top Shelf, Sports Talk, lights, cameras, we active.
Yo, 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 yo. It's your boy Jamar, Top Shelf Sports Talk. Back on this Sunday morning. You see that? That was done on purpose. Got all my Eagles splendor on today. Got everything ready. Because I think we need some motivation. I think we need some spiritual healing. I think we need to figure out a way to get back to playing real football and having fun. And those of you might sit there and say, well, what are you talking about? Y'all 4-0. Y'all playing good football. I wore A.J. Brown today to kind of show love and support to the brother. He's frustrated, rightfully so. Not his fault. And I don't even think it's Jalen Hurts' fault. It's the coordinator. And people might laugh. People might say you're 4-0. Like again, everybody that says you're 4-0, what are you worried about? I was talking to somebody the other day, my guy Phil, who's a Ravens fan. He said, you guys are 4-0. How are you complaining? Because it's not the best 4-0 that we could be. That's how I'm complaining. It's not the best 4-0 that we could be. We could be way, way, way better than what we're playing. And for us to be playing the way we playing, like, the start off the Rams game, stinking the building up, and to finish strong. I thought for sure playing against Tampa Bay, when we started that first half, I said, oh, okay, this is what it was. You know what I mean? We were in our that was our preseason, the first 3 games of the year. Now we're in regular season mode. Now we're starting to click on like the plays that were called in that first half. The obvious, I've been calling for that. Shout out to Nick Sirianni. I've been calling for the fake tush push to run a play out of it. I thought for sure. I thought for sure that we were going to have a crazy game. Like that first half, you could not have told me that we weren't going to be out there just doing any and everything we wanted against Baker Mayfield and that Tampa Bay Bucs team. But then, of course, as usual, because the Eagles team has been giving us a reason to have strokes or heart attacks. Sorry for all the buzzing in the background. I gotta unlink my phone to this thing. But they give us heart attacks every single week that we're playing, and it's like, yo, why? We get in the second half of the game. Obviously, Todd Bowles in Tampa Bay is going to make adjustments. That's obvious. You know he's going to make adjustments. But you can't stick with the same game plan that you did in the first half for the second half, knowing that Todd Bowles is going to make adjustments. He's going to make adjustments, and you have to know that as a team, a coordinator. As a coordinator, you got to know that. You got to do something. You got to come out and make your own adjustments. For the life of me, like I said, I don't understand why they keep running Saquon up the middle. I really don't understand it. I don't get it. They're clogging the middle. I do not understand why Saquon is being ran up the middle. No. Somebody tell me. They're stacking the box. They're stacking the box, telling this Eagles offense, stop I'm gonna stop Saquon Barkley and I'm gonna make Jalen Hurts beat us. I'm gonna make him recognize the blitz, call out the blitz, beat the blitz, and make him beat us. And you saw second half, it just wasn't no thought process on how to change that thought, how to beat that, or how to attack it. You can't, regardless of a win, you can't go in games and not have a single passing yard in the second half, a single passing completion in the second half, nothing. You can't do that. And like I said, I don't blame AJ Brown. I don't blame Jalen Hurts. I blame Kevin Patullo. You're on the clock, Kevin Patullo. You're on the clock. This could be like a Brian Johnson 2.0 type situation right here. I mean, I never, like, to be honest, I didn't really see anything, you know, like, I didn't see any bright sides on Brian Johnson because, I don't know, I don't know what, I think Nick Sirianni was still influencing the play call. But now that Nick Sirianni is not really influencing play call as much as he was back then. Kevin Patullo, and you've been there in the system for so many years, and you haven't you haven't looked good at all. You haven't looked good at all. Like, you had flashes when you gave the offense to Jalen Hurts the second half of the Rams game. You got a flash in the first half of the Tampa Bay game. But prior to that, I have not been impressed with the play calling that Kevin Patullo has put out there or displayed on the field. I haven't at all. I don't know if y'all feel the same way, but I don't. For the amount of talent we got on this team, is no reason why we should be struggling this bad on offense. I mean, last year we saw Saquon Barkley rip off 200 plus yards in the game, which kind of made everybody feel a little bit at ease because you had some type of offense. But there's no way that this offense should be so stagnant this early in the season with this much talent. It should be no way that this offense should be this stagnant this early in the season with this much talent. You heard what Smitty said. Smitty came out and said, we got to be aggressive early and often. We got to keep our foot in the gas throughout the whole game. We can't let up. We can't take plays off. We can't take downs off. We can't take quarters off. We can't take halves off. If we want to be the level of dominance we want to be, we need to be, we can't take no time off. You know what I mean? We can't. At the end of the day, if we take time off or take quarters off, take plays off, some of these teams are especially as the year goes on, as everybody get used to the flow of the games, the way the game is being played and all that, bodies, in condition, full-fledged in condition, ready to go. Those games, like what we had against Tampa Bay or the first half against the Rams, those games are gonna bite us in the what. They're gonna bite us in the what. Y'all can agree or disagree if y'all want, but those games right there will bite us in the tail. So if anybody in the room, talk to me, man. Tell me what y'all believe. Don't just sit there and watch me. Engage, man. Let's have fun, man. Let's not just sit there and watch and listen, talk, enjoy, engage. Say something, even if it's something that you don't even like. If it's you don't know what you're talking about, it doesn't matter. Like, we up here to have fun. Like, I don't want to sit. Like, my job is to ramble and talk and have a good time, but I just don't want to be talking to myself. And again, like I tell y'all every week or every time, that a lot of times when y'all talk and y'all engage in the comments, it helps put a spotlight on the show. It helps people that's not, ordinarily watching or know or seeing this across their timeline. It helps them see that, there's a show going on that people are engaging in that maybe you should want to be a part of. You know what I mean? Now, like I said, as much as I like to get up here and talk and ramble and do all that good stuff, I can't do it right. I can't do it without the help of you guys. Like some of you guys, like I don't know, Jason, if you're still on here, like y'all, we can go back and forth and make it interesting. What do you think the game plan on offense? Today. Good question. The game plan needs to be trying to figure out a way to loosen up that defense. Like I said, until Kevin Patullo shows me that he can run the ball outside with Saquon Barkley, I think this team is going to be in trouble. Until he shows me that he can run the ball outside with Saquon Barkley, this team is going to be in trouble. Because if you keep running up the middle and you keep calling the same plays, this is not going to work. It's not going to work. You're not going to get the results that you want to get. So my game plan would be run the ball. I would not see. Here's the thing. This is what I believe. All right. So let me tell you what I believe is going to happen, Jay. Let me tell you what I believe is going to happen. I believe they're going to force feed AJ Brown, Devontae Smith. I think they're going to make Jalen Hurts come out throwing the ball. They do have elite passing defense, but I think they're going to try to. I think they're going to try to attack that defense, passing the ball, just because they're trying to hush all the people down from not saying that AJ, or for saying that AJ is not happy and all that stuff like that. So I believe they're going to force feed AJ. They're going to, because we saw a stretch last week in the third quarter where they went to AJ 3 times in a row. They went to him 3 times in a row. And you can't force feed or call it like that, because at the end of the day, guess what that does? It hurts the offense. Like you can't, so at the end of the day, what I need them to do, I need them to quiet down all the doubters, naysayers, whatever you want to call them. I need them to take all that out of their head. I need them to go out there, see what the Broncos is giving them, and take it. I don't need to force feed the AJ Brown. I don't need to force feed the Devontae Smith, the Dallas Goederts. I don't need no force feeding on offense. I just need them to play Eagle-style football. That's what I want. What do you think? What do you see them doing today? Because like I said, I see them force feeding a lot. What do you believe is going to be the outcome and what they're going to do on offense? Defense, you know what? You see the game in the background, and you see Isaiah Rodgers. I think that was a miss on behalf of Howie Roseman. If he misses anything, I think that was one miss. Isaiah Rodgers has been a dog in Minnesota, and I think we could have used that help on the other side of Quinyon Mitchell, because you see what happens, right? With whoever Quinyon Mitchell is playing, if you got a team with 2 good receivers, that other receiver is going to go off because we have nobody really to slow him down or stop him. So no matter who we're playing on the opposite side, that receiver is going to go off. And to me, that was a miss by Howie Roseman. He doesn't miss much, and I trust Howie. I'm not calling out Howie, but he missed on that one. I believe our passing game, to get going, we have to spread it around. Do you see? But this is the question, though. I agree with that, but do you see them forcing it today? Just to quiet some people down. Do you see them forcing it? That's what I want to know. Do you see them forcing it? Because I see them forcing it. I see them forcing the ball into AJ hands. I see them forcing the ball into like Smitty, Goddard. No, I see them trying to force the ball by passing the ball around the field. And I don't think that's the right thing to do. I think like I said, me, in my personal opinion, come out still trying to establish that run, but bounce it to the outside occasionally. Make the linebackers spread out a little bit more. That way you can have your gaps. Ringo showed up last week at this game to see if he can be consistent and improve. Ringo got beat a couple times last week, and I know that's going to happen with any cornerback, because Quinyon, there's a couple times he got held, he got away with holding calls. But I'm not saying Ringo can't be what we need on the other side. But think about something, Jay. Would you rather have Ringo right now or Isaiah Rodgers? Which one would you rather have? I'll wait to hear you tell me who you would rather have. Because I'm sorry, I would love to have Isaiah Rodgers the way he's been balling out with that Minnesota team this year. And like I said, as time goes on, Kelly Ringo can step up and be a consistent a consistent cornerback for this team. He can learn to be have some good skills and not give up the big plays as much. But if you're looking at it right now, our cornerback too is where we struggle at the most. It's where we had the most problems at. So Isaiah Rodgers, even when he was in Indianapolis, he was a dog. He got caught up with the gambling thing. That's why we were able to snag him, and he played some good football for us. It's just that I think at the time when he came here, we had Slay, and we didn't know Quinyon Mitchell was going to be that good. And so that's what hurt his play with the Eagles. Even though he did play a lot, but that hurt his play with the Eagles. But if Howie would have gave him another shot, gave him another year, I think it would have been better. Rodgers, because of experience, but we got to give the kid a chance he can develop. He didn't give up no plays last week. That's giving up plays, though, bro. If you think about it, if you're missing tackles, you're giving up plays. You know what I mean? Like I don't think he gave up no bombs or anything like that. I'm not saying those type of plays, no long, no deep passes and nothing like that. But if you're missing tackles, you're giving up plays because some of those tackles that he missed were tackles for stops and losses that turned into gains. And this, like I said, he's young. You're right. He's young. He's going to develop. He's going to get better as the season goes on. And honestly, we have no other choice but to use him because we have nobody else that we can rely on. Even though Adoree Jackson is hurt, I hate to see them bring Adoree Jackson back in the game. I would hate to see them bring Adoree Jackson back in the game because he sucks. They need to release him. They need to go get back Eli Ricks if they could. I would go back and get Eli Ricks. You know what I mean? Over Adoree Jackson. I mean, it's other cornerbacks out there. Like I don't think Asante Samuel Jr. Yeah, he's better than Jackson. That's what I'm saying. If that's what you're saying, yeah, he's better than Jackson. I don't know why they won't go out and get like an Asante Samuel Jr. I like him. I think he'll be a good positive or a good player for this team. You know what I mean? Like, yes, I like Ricks. Yeah. Especially over Adoree Jackson. You've seen what Adoree, and I thought Adoree Jackson was going to come in and do pretty good because he's been pretty solid throughout his career. He's been all right. He's got injured a couple times. That's what made him not play at the level that he was playing when he first got to the Tennessee Titans. But I thought he was going to be good. I thought it was a solid pickup. But obviously he's toast. He's done. You know what I mean? It might be time to just go ahead and move on with him or from him. And get your young guys in there and try to develop them and get them the shine to be able to, hold down that cornerback 2 spot. And we're going to see, like you said, we're going to see today. We're going to see today because, Denver got some good receivers. Courtland Sutton, they got Denzel Mims. They got some good receivers. So he's going to get a shot today. And we all know Bo Nix is not afraid to throw that ball. He's not afraid to put that ball in the air. So we're going to see what Kelly Ringo can do today. Keely Ringo today can do today. He got to get them tackles though. He got to tackle some people. He got to get some people to the ground. Because if he don't, it's going to be a long day for him. It's going to be a long day for him if he don't get some people to the ground. Because like I said, this Denver team, they got a good defense. You know what I mean? But like I said, again, I want to see, an overall complete game by this team, especially by offense. I want the offense to really settle down and take what's given to them. I don't want them to be forcing the ball to AJ just because they're trying to shut people up. I don't want them to force the ball, like passing-wise, to any of their receivers just because they want to shut people up. I want them to really slow the game down and play within their means. Whatever Denver gives you, whatever look you. And here's another thing that I need to happen. I need quicker and faster adjustments by the offense. See, I ain't worried about the defense. The defense is going to hold us down. And if y'all been listening to me since last year, I've always said that our defense is going to be the reason why we win. And so far this year, our defense has held us down. So for people like Jason and everybody who don't think I know what I'm talking about, there's your proof. It's our defense that's going to hold us down. Like, I know what I'm saying. We have an explosive offense. We can have potentially one of the best offenses in the league, but our defense is going to be the reason why we win games and Super Bowls. Yo, Matt, what's going on? Good morning, brother. Oh, man. This thing, my mouse is stupid. I can't put the comment in. Max said we gotta be good on third downs and both offense, well, both ends, offense and defense. Exactly. We gotta. You know what I noticed that our defense is doing in particular, a lot of bump tackling. We're doing a lot. We're doing a lot of bump tackling. Like, we can't. Like, that's not efficient. You know what I mean? You know, if you're playing against somebody who's stronger, you know, got strong legs, bump tackling won't get it done. You know what I mean? So we got to do more than bump tackle. We got to actually tackle some. Yeah, we all agree with that. You know what I mean? We do. And again, we can't bump tackle on defense and on offense. We gotta we gotta understand what we're doing and call the plays that'll work against a third down defense. We can't sit there and like one of the biggest problems, we need to get sacks on defense too. Yeah, we do. We need to get the pressure on the quarterback. I think we did a decent, okay job last week getting pressure on Baker Mayfield. It's not nearly as consistent as I would like to see, especially coming from that, you know, Jordan Davis and Jalen Carter position. I would like to see it a lot more, you know, a lot better. But I'm not mad at it. You know, we got to do more, but I'm not mad at it because I believe that, you know, we're getting the pressure. You know, one thing I like about the Jordan Davis, the Joe Moo, and who was the other guy that got a sack last week? I know it was a Joe Moo. It was somebody else. I can't remember the name. Watch it come to me after the game. We get good pressure, but we need sacks to get us off the field. Yeah. But, you know, if you think about it too, though, Jay, we do get good pressures, and we need the sacks to get us off the field. But if you think about it too, when we get that good pressure, it ultimately helps us on our secondary, to where as though our you know, Quinyon Mitchell and those guys are out there able to make plays to get the stops. Because even though we're not getting the actual sack, we're getting off the field a lot of times because our corners or our safeties or our linebackers are making plays. And that's the best part about it. So, you know, every time that we don't get a sack, as long as one of those guys, linebackers, D-backs or safety, make a play, it's the same thing. You know, I get it. Those sacks is for your stats, and, you know, and it's a for sure way to get you off the field. But as long as everybody else is doing their job, I think we have no issues with getting off the field. You know what I mean? So at the end of the day, as long as we keep the pressure going, again, as long as the defense keeps showing up, because, again, we still having issues trying to figure out our offense. And it doesn't really help that our offensive coordinators have changed out for the last 4 years. It really doesn't help Jalen Hurts. It doesn't help the consistency of the team. It doesn't help that we keep changing out. Well, it's not that we're changing them out. It's that they're getting snagged for head coaching jobs, which means they're doing a good job as a coordinator. But it doesn't help with us being consistent as an offense to keep, you know, some type of level of consistency up. Because at the end of the day, as soon as you get used to somebody, he's going out the door. The minute you get used to somebody playing, you know, calling plays for you or knowing what you like to do and what you don't like to do on offense, he's out the door. You know what I mean? But Jalen Hurts, to his credit, has done a good job not letting that really deter him from being who he is or what he needs to be for this team. Like, again, he gets a lot of criticism because he's at the helm. You know what I mean? But when Jalen Hurts needs to throw or make throws to win games, you've seen him make big time throws. Excuse me. So what kills me is that I hate when people sit back and say that Jalen Hurts is not a good quarterback or he's not a top 5 quarterback because they judge him off of the games that like last week when he didn't complete a pass in the second half. You know what I mean? He didn't, so they judge him off of that. And it's like just because he didn't complete a pass in the second half doesn't. I think his impact on the game is way different. Yeah, ever since college. Man, this thing. I don't know why my mouse be acting crazy like this. But yeah, ever since college, the man has had a different coordinator since he left college. But he's actually won on a higher level than most of the people who sit there and say, is it better than him? Guys can't even stay consistently healthy, and y'all talking about they're better than him. He managed the game. And the funny thing is, when you call a quarterback a game manager, guess what happens? It's like a term of disrespect. It's a term of disrespect when you call a quarterback a game manager. Because at the end of the day, they don't want to be looked at as game manager. But I think with Jalen Hurts' mindset is if we coming out with a win, call me the game manager because we're winning. And we're going to consistently win. And I think that's the best thing about the way he approaches and plays the game. That's why I was trying to tell one of my guys at work, it's like with quarterback, your mindset got to be right. You know what I'm saying? You got to have a different mindset than most of the people out there on the field. Like A.J. Brown, to me, don't take this the wrong way. Anybody that's listening to me, he's a hell of a receiver. Hell of a receiver. He's top 5, top 10 in the game right now. He beat all of them. They suppose, yeah. And here's the thing about AJ. This is what AJ. I would love for AJ to control. I would love AJ to control his mindset. I love AJ to say, you know what? No matter what I score or do on the field, we're winning. Even though I'm not getting the touches I want to get, the yardage I want to get, I'm coming off a Super Bowl victory. I'm 4-0. And I'm right back in position to compete for another Super Bowl. Just Jealousy has been a winner since college. Sorry, man. I got to disconnect all this stuff next week. Because this stuff is annoying. And then it don't help that my mouse don't work. Just Jealousy, he has been a winner since college up until now. He's still winning at what could QB win this much? Who can't throw or play. That's the point I be making. But you hear some of these arguments with people and saying that he's not a top 5 or top 10 quarterback. You was here week 1 when we did the show, and Smitty was saying he's a top 10 NFL player. Not a top 10, not a top 10 quarterback, a top 10 NFL player. Like, how does that make sense? With the exception of one quarterback in the league right now, he's done more than everybody else that they consider is better than him. That he's done. Him and Smitty complement each other perfectly. Yeah, you heard what Smitty said, though. Smitty said he want to be more aggressive on offense, but they know how to find each other. Smitty knows how to get open, and they find him. And you heard what Saquon Barkley said. Saquon Barkley came out and said, I don't care if I have 2 rushes for 37 yards. If we come out with a win, I'm all good. It doesn't matter whether I have 2 or 20, rushes for 37 yards or 200 yards. If we win the game, that's all I'm worried about. And that's what I need AJ to think about and do. Because here's the thing, AJ, you're winning. You're not going to go anywhere else and really be able to be competing on a high level. Yeah, you said I got to realize he's a Dallas fan. I know, I understand that. I know, and like I said, I tell him all the time. I think he's trolling. You know what I mean? He be trolling a lot. You know what I mean? But it's fun. It's like me. I like to have these conversations. So it's fun to go back and forth. You got to realize he's the Dodgeman that they love. They quarterback who put great regular season stats but can't win playoff games. Exactly. Yeah, Mac. I understand he want to help everybody. Like, think about it. Like, you're paying everybody on this team good money to participate and be, you know, helpful outside, on the field. You're paying good money for your receivers to be, impactful in the game. Your running back, your offensive lineman, whoever it is, Jalen Hurts. You want to be helpful, but you can't put them tweets out that don't make sense, because now, even though we have been shown to prevail under pressure, but it's unwanted and unneeded. Who want to keep every week defending the quarterback or defending the receiver, talking, because of tweets that's unnecessary. His tweet was unnecessary. If you're not wanted or listened to, you got to gracefully bow out, or it's like, shut your mouth, humble yourself, and bow out. Like, bro, what are you talking about? At this stage right now, how many receivers would love to be 4-0 in with their team? How many receivers would love to be 4-0? They have every right to be upset the way I always playing, not good, and he thinks he can help. I agree with that. You don't understand what I'm saying? I agree with that. You could be mad, but why? Nobody else is tweeting. That's what I'm trying to say. This is the mindset. Everybody's frustrated. I'm pretty sure, like I said, you heard Saquon Barkley, you heard Devontae Smith. Everybody's frustrated. Everybody's upset, but nobody's tweeting. AJ is tweeting. It's like, AJ, you don't need those headlines. We don't need those headlines. How many people right now want to be 4-0? How many receivers out here right now would say they would trade positions with AJ in a heartbeat? They would trade positions with AJ in a heartbeat. How many people would do it? I'll wait and I'll listen. Y'all tell me how many people would really like to sit there and be 4-0 right now in the same position that AJ Brown is in. I can guarantee you, this half the league, more than probably half the league of receivers would love to be 4-0 right now, even with the stats that AJ is having right now. Because at the end of the day, the thought process is, I'm here to win. If we winning, I'm cool now. Now, here's the thing. You could do what you want and say what you want. AJ is doing what he wants, saying what he wants. But at the end of the day, does the negativity that you bring upon your organization, the constant trade talks that you see now, before the season started, it was AJ to the Patriots. The Eagles should trade. They're going to trade AJ to the Patriots. Now the first couple of weeks, it was out the window. Now it's back. Trade AJ to the Patriots. Trade him. Who going to trade for AJ? This is the era we live in. They vent online, laugh out, and that's the truth. That's the truth. But we like think about where we play at, where this team is at. We're in Philly. We're a blue collar city. We get it from the mud. No matter how we get it from the mud. We don't complain about how we live. We just try to figure out a better way to live. Think about it, like, Mac. We from the middle of West Philly. We had to do what we had to do to survive. You couldn't complain about it. You just had to fix it. Try your hardest to do better. You know what I'm saying? And at the end of the day, like, how much of this, or the way the offense is playing, can AJ say he could take blame for? Because if you have a voice, and even though you said your voice ain't being heard, it could be some truth to it or not. We'll never know. But you got to go out there and say, yo, bro, Kevin Batullo, something, Nick Sirianni. I'm gonna keep coming to you till you actually hear my voice. I'm gonna keep saying something to you until you hear my voice. They're crazy. They shouldn't even entertain a thought process of trading them But you know, that's what's going to keep getting put out there, is the fact that they should trade him because he's disgruntled. Like, and that's what I'm saying. Like, you know, even when it was happening last year, when he was reading a book on the sideline, you know, it's like, bro, we get that you're frustrated, that you're upset. We get it. Trust me, we understand. Like, as fans, and I'm pretty sure the players on the team too was like, yo, what's going on? We need to figure this out. But it's other ways to handle it. It's other ways to deal with it. Again, like I said, even if you feel like your voice ain't heard, you keep saying something till your voice is heard. You keep talking. Now, like I said, I can understand if we 0-4 and you looking like this, then yeah, maybe the tweets is warranted. If you 0-4, maybe like, all right, I can't be mad at me 0-4. Like, everyone available for the right price, but no, I wouldn't trade him. No, everybody ain't available, bro. Everybody ain't available. Last year they hit on the bye week. Yeah, they fixed it on the bye week. Any really good receiver that has that same get me the ball complex, so I can show y'all who I am, regardless of team success. It's kind of what makes them elite. That confidence, just like you need your D lineman to, just like you need your D lineman to be kind of crazy, like JC. Yeah, I get it though. You want to prove and show that you have the ability to have an impact on the game. And I'm not saying he's wrong for that. You want to be able to show people that you have the ability and the ability to have a positive impact on the game. And it's nobody around the football league or the NFL or in the world period that's doubting AJ's skills and what he brings to the team. Nobody's doing that. Everybody knows the impact that he brings on the to the team. Everybody knows you can't go one-on-one with AJ. If you do, he's going to beat you every time. And he's going to beat you up while doing it. Everybody knows that. I think what I'm trying to say to y'all, I think he has to understand it. And because it's not going your way right now, you don't have to tweet about it. Again, that's what I'm saying. Like, when you look at Devontae Smith, when you look at Saquon Barkley, nobody's tweeting about not being involved in the game. But if you listen to them when they have their press conferences and you know, at the end of the games, or you know, at the end of practices, they all say the same thing. We need to figure this out. We need to get on the same page. We need our offense to run like a well-oiled machine. That's what they all of them say. They all feel the frustration. They all know that they're not being utilized the way they want to be utilized for the money they make in the position they're in. They all know that. But they all sit back and say, you know what? It'll come, it'll work, it'll fix itself. And yes, the team is winning, but stats is what gets players paid and cement their legacies. But y'all keep saying the same thing. I get it. I'm not arguing the fact that their legacy and all that. AJ Brown can retire right now. Literally, he can retire right now. Would anybody question his dominance on the field? Let me see something. If AJ Brown retired right now, would anybody question his dominance on the field? I'm trying to answer the question. They all, my bad, Snacks. I'm trying to put your comment up. They all be what the heck, man, this mouse. I'm waiting for somebody to tell me that though. They all be assholes since way back. That's their nature. I think we just have to be cool with their diva ways. I mean, true. We have no choice but to be cool with their diva ways, but that doesn't make it the best thing to do. I'm just saying, like, think about Saquon Barkley. Think about the year that Saquon Barkley had last year. Think about the year Saquon Barkley had last year. I want y'all to pay attention to this. Think about the year that Saquon Barkley had last year. Last year he ran on the Rams for like 255 yards and 2 touchdowns. On the Rams, 255 yards. This year he ain't crack 100. He didn't crack 100. But you don't see him tweeting. That's what I'm trying to get you to understand. Like, he's not tweeting. I can bet any one of y'all that he's frustrated. I can bet any one of y'all that he's frustrated with the production that he's had this year. But you would never know. So let him tweet, act they ass if you want, if he's a Hall of Famer. No, I'm not. Like, see, here's the thing. Like, at the end of the day, I can't control what he do and what he say. But think about it. Saquon Barkley's had over 200 yards in the game a couple times last year. And probably has barely cracked 200 yards rushing this year in 4 games combined. And he's not complaining. He's not that he's not complaining. He's not showing it online. That's what I'm trying to tell y'all. It's a mindset. The mindset. Not that he doesn't feel as though he is competing or not competing or whatever the case may be. It's just a mindset. He has to change his mindset about it. You know what I mean? Because at the end of the day, what's going to happen? We all know when it hits the fan, AJ is going to be involved in the game. AJ is going to be a big reason why we get to the Super Bowl. Running backs have a way different personality than receiver. Yes, they do. But at the end of the day, think about something, those snacks. Think about it like this. It's not even about the personality. It's really not about the personality. It's about the way that you approach the game. It's about the way you approach the game. Think about it like this. Like I said earlier, just a few seconds ago, that man had 255 yards against the Rams in one game alone. 255 yards in one game alone. You don't think he frustrated and thinking that, oh, y'all extended me and paid me even more money. I want to be more of a contribution to the team. You don't think that's in his mind? I'm not saying that, their personalities are different. Excuse me, but you don't think that he's actually thinking that? I mean, you see him in press conferences saying, like, listen, it don't matter to me. You know what I mean? Like, but he frustrated because he wouldn't talk about it. All I'm saying is AJ needs to understand, like, yes, we know that you can contribute on a way higher level than you are contributing now. We agree with that. We see that. As fans, we know that. And as the team knows that. But at the end of the day, we keep it amongst ourselves. Let's talk about it in the locker room. Let's not go on social media and talk about it. Let's not do that. Let's talk about it as a team and figure out how we're going to do it better instead of drawing unnecessary attention to us. That's what I'm saying. That's all I'm trying to say. At the end of the day, win, lose, or draw, we all going to root for AJ. And I think AJ knows that. I don't think that's the question. He's no different than T.O., Ocho, AB, and a lot more other special receivers. Yeah, but think about it. Every receiver you just named, with the exception, I believe, of Antonio Brown, never won a Super Bowl. So their mentalities was like that because they were losing. So they had no choice but to make sure their stats was right. They had no choice but to make sure all their stats was in line so they can get money as far as contract extensions. That's the reason why they were divas. Here's the thing. When you're winning Super Bowls, you don't have time to be a diva. You just know that things are going to be different. Things might not be the same because you lose coordinators and stuff like that. But you're winning. You're doing what those guys couldn't achieve. You're doing exactly what those guys couldn't achieve. I think you're right. He should act better, but I know he ain't. I kind of expect that just when you get him. Yeah, I don't think he's necessarily going to change like make a dramatic change or anything like that, but he needs to. Because at the end of the day, this is not what we should be doing as a team. But anyway, that was my rant for today, or for that part of the show. I'm running a little bit late, getting into the pick'em part of the show. I appreciate everybody who commented this far, and please don't stop now. We are in the pick'em section of the show. We saw Thursday night the San Francisco Rams at the San Francisco 49ers at the LA Rams. I had LA Rams winning that game, and LA let me down. LA let me down. I'm a drop. You know what? This is what I drop a bomb on the Rams for losing that game. I swore they was gonna come out on on top on that one. They messed up a lot of us in our pools and stuff like that. But San Francisco got the win. Right now we see Minnesota playing the Browns. We see Minnesota. Sorry about that. We see the Minnesota Vikings playing the Browns, and the Browns are winning 17-14. I did go Minnesota in that game. I thought Carson Wentz would have enough to win. You saying did they? Yeah, if you didn't know, Jay, the Rams lost by 3 points a field goal. Same, but happy because I hate them. Yeah, you hate the 49ers. Yeah, Matt Jones went versus Brock Purdy. You can't bench Brock Purdy. You're paying him too much money. That you paying that man too much money. These settings are going all crazy right now. But I got Minnesota in that game. It's still not over. Minnesota can come back and win. Jason went Minnesota. Snacks said he went Rams. Snacks, you gotta get on Pick'em. When you see on my Top Shelf Sports Talk page, you can go there now right before 1:00. Actually, I should have closed it because let me close it real quick because I can't. People playing, people might try to sneak and pick the winner of this game right now. But go on my Top Shelf Sports Talk page. Every week I do pick 'em. This part of the show, and pick your teams who you believe is going to win, and at the end of the week we see who got the most wins, and we just kind of talk trash about it. Every other, like, I'm making an announcement at the end of this show, but hold on, I'm sorry, I'm trying to close this thing down. I forgot to close it before I started the show. Close it down until 1:00. You got to go on there. All right, I'm on it. Yeah, get on there. You got to go on there, pick your teams, and like I said, next week, at the end of the show, I'll tell you what I'm gonna do next week. But next game is Houston Texans at the Baltimore Ravens. Ravens is decimated with injuries. Lamar Jackson is not playing. I don't know what is the stat out there that if they don't run the ball on first and second down with Derrick Henry, their offense is the last ranked last in the league, and in offense. So Houston, I believe, is a better team. Good morning, mother. You picked Baltimore. All right, so let me get this out the way real quick. Last week the Giants played the Chargers, and everybody picked the Chargers. My mom was the only one that picked the Giants and said they were due, and I kind of made fun of it and said you don't know what you're talking about, because the Giants are not good and they ain't gonna beat the Chargers. And what happened? They went out and beat the Chargers. So shout out to you, Mom. You got that one right. That is just shout out for you predicting something that nobody else predicted in last week in the pick'ems. But Snacks goes Houston. I go Houston too. Jason goes Ravens, and my mom says she knows her stuff. Yeah, whatever. Jason, I hope you know that Lamar Jackson is not playing. But if you already picked him, it's already locked in, it's cool. You got to stick with it. Next game, Miami Dolphins at Carolina Panthers. We saw Cheetah go out with a gruesome knee injury. He's done for the year. I think he was actually happy that he was done for the year, like he was celebrating as he was getting carted off the field. So I think happy that he's not in that misery of this year with the Miami Dolphins. They're going against Carolina Panthers, who you never know what to expect from that team week to week. But I figure they might capitalize on the fact that they don't have Cheetah, and they might be able to get some stops on defense with them not having Cheetah. So I went Carolina in that game. Snacks went Dolphins. Jason went Dolphins. My mom went Carolina. And I can't put y'all picks up there because my mouse is acting crazy. I don't know what's going on with it, but we know who y'all picking. I see who y'all picking. Next game is the Vegas Raiders at the Indianapolis Colts. The Colts is a good team. Colts is good. I think they for real. They suffered a loss last week, but I think they for real. I'm going Colts. I'm going Colts over Raiders. I don't know what even though Ashton Genty has been running the ball a lot. Even though Ashton Genty has been running the ball a lot, looking good running the ball. I'm going Colts though. I think the Colts are a better team. Snacks went Colts. Jason went Colts. My mom, we all went Colts. We just don't understand what that Vegas Raiders team is doing. Next game, New York Giants at the New Orleans Saints. I picked the Giants. I think Jackson Dart wins 2 in a row. I think if he does win this game, I think the New York Giants will probably look to try to trade Russell Wilson. And if they do try to trade him, they should probably send him to like the Bengals or something like that and try to get some picks off of him because they need a quarterback to see if they're going to compete until, Joe Burrow gets back. But if Jackson Dart pulls off 2 in a row, they need to probably trade Russell Wilson. But you still got a good backup in Jameis Winston. So Snacks picks the Giants. Snacks picks the Giants. Jason with the Saints. Jason with the Saints. What? My mom with the Saints. What? Like, y'all see something I don't see. I think Jackson Dart and that team has got a little bit of energy infused in them. So I'm going. I gotta go to Giants. Next game, Dallas Cowboys at the New York Jets. I know a lot of y'all probably picked the Cowboys. I don't. The Jets ain't no better. And this game is a toss up. I probably should have picked the Cowboys, but I went the Jets in this game. Go with us? What do you mean go with us? You saying with the Saints? No, I'm not going with the Saints. I picked the Giants. Y'all gonna be wrong. They only work. That only works for one game, but it could be. But I mean, when you're playing against the Saints are dumpster fire, so it's easy for it to happen 2 games in a row. Snacks go to Cowboys. Jason win Cowboys. Like I said, I'm going to Jets. I just think that I don't know. I just not because I hate the Cowboys or anything like that. It's just I think the Jets have a chance to win a game, especially Justin Fields can run the ball and pass the ball. I think he'll do enough against that defense, which we know Dallas has no defense at all. The 4 of us could probably score touchdowns on them. That's what I'm saying. The Saints are horrible. I agree. The Saints are horrible. That's why I believe that the Giants can beat that game. Now, if there was anybody else, I probably wouldn't pick it. Dallas, I'll be at the game that I mentioned that. No, we didn't ask that, so you didn't have a chance to mention that. But you picked Dallas too. We get it. Next game, Denver at Philadelphia. Philly all day. Philly got to come out and show that they're capable of being a 4-quarter team, not a half team. A 4-quarter team. Fields running that offense is not good. It's not. But they're on 4, and I think they're due a win. And who better to get a win against a team that doesn't play defense or doesn't have a good defense? Old coordinator getting his first win. Okay, we'll see. Eagles, Bird Gang, Eagles. So we all obviously got the Eagles. We all Eagles fan. They gotta be a 4-quarter team though. They gotta win. They gotta play football for all 4 quarters. Next game, Tennessee Titans at the Arizona Cardinals. I went Cardinals in that game. Cardinals are a better team than the Titans. Titans are young. They're up and coming. Cam Ward looks pretty good. Like he looks pretty good as the starting quarterback. I think he's going to develop into a great quarterback as time goes on. But I got the Cardinals winning that game. Just the experience of the Cardinals is better than Tennessee Titans right now. AZ sunny and going up to 86 degrees. I think we'll be up to 82, 83 degrees today. So you're not really doing that much better than us. So I don't know. I don't understand. Cardinals. Where is it? It's at Cardinals. It's at the Cardinals. So I went Cardinals in that game. Like I say, I believe the Cardinals is just a better team. Even if they were snacks, even if they were playing in Tennessee, I still would have picked the Cardinals because the Cardinals are a better team. Next game, Tampa Bay Buccaneers at the Seattle Seahawks. That's going to be a good game. Tampa Bay Seahawks is going to be a great game, and that's at 4:00. That's going to be one of them games that you might be glued. Cardinals win. Tampa Bay coming off that loss against the Eagles. Seattle is a tough team. Sam Darnold's been playing good. Over the last two teams he's been with, Sam Darnold has been a pretty solid quarterback. Now, we'll see closer to the end of the year whether he keep the momentum up going into the playoffs, if they make the playoffs. But I went Tampa Bay in that game. I think Baker Mayfield has a sour taste in his mouth from losing to the Eagles, so I think he goes out and shows out. Seattle, my mind goes Seattle. In Tennessee, I go Titans. They just young. I hear you, but they're young. Jason went Bucks. Snacks went Seattle. But they're just young. Tennessee is young. They're not ready yet. Next game, Detroit Lions at the Cincinnati Bengals. Bucks, too many injuries. I think I just saw some. Bucky Irvin, I think, is out, right? I think he's out today. Detroit at Cincinnati. Detroit's going to win that game. Cincinnati, they don't have a quarterback. That team is just, the injuries has, always killed that team. So I went Detroit in that game. My mom went Detroit. Jason went Detroit. I'm pretty sure Snacks, you're going to go Detroit in that game too. Next game is the Washington Commanders at the LA Chargers. Commanders at Chargers. Jaden Daniels, Detroit by 25. Jaden Daniels is playing. He's playing with a brace on the knee. I think that affects his mobility. I think that affects his ability to run the ball and get out of jams. Chargers coming off of that loss against the Giants. I think they're mad about that because they should have beat the Giants. I got the Chargers in that game. My mom went Washington. Snacks went Chargers. Jason went Chargers. And here's the thing about Jaden Daniels. Like, I'm not trying to say anything bad about the guy in his career, but it's funny how some people in the NFL or analysts picked him saying that he was better than Jalen Hurts. It's funny seeing stuff like that, and you look at what goes on as the season is played. I'm not saying he's not going to have a good career or even a good finish to the season, but like, man, coming off the Super Bowl and he's getting disrespected by a second-year player, like that's crazy. That's stupid to me. Next game is the New England Patriots against the Buffalo Bills. I'm going Bills. Josh Allen, the Bills. We're going to hopefully be the only two undefeated teams going into Week 6. So I'm going Bills in that game. I think the Bills are a better team. Josh Allen has been playing some nice out football, and now that the Ravens have suffered so many injuries, it's really on that Bills team to beat the Kansas City Chiefs and get to the Super Bowl. It's really on them to do it now. My mom went Buffalo. Jason says they always do that. Look at Houston now. Yeah, they were saying that about C.J. Stroud. They was submitting him as the next Tom Brady or Peyton Manning. They were saying that. But look at it now. Injuries and game plan changes a lot when it comes to these teams. The game is at Buffalo. It's in Buffalo. Buffalo is better than New England. You know what I mean? Like, I know you wouldn't pick New England if it's in New England. Like, I'm picking Buffalo. I do like the way Drake May and Stephon Diggs are starting to connect. Jason goes Bills. So next game of the Monday night is Kansas City at Jacksonville. Snacks goes Bills. I go with Kansas City. The guys, they're worthy back. They made the Ravens look kind of crazy last week. You know, they just I guess that team was waiting for Isaiah Worthy to come back. They got him back. They got the win. They beat him pretty convincingly. New England always get the Bills problem. They do, but I think I like the way the Bills has been playing. Bills got a good team. My mom goes KC. Jason goes KC. I'm going KC in that game too. Last week I went 9-7. Oh, Snacks went Jacksonville. What? Snacks went Jacksonville. So we'll see what happens. I mean, Jacksonville, you never know what Trevor Lawrence you're going to get. You never know what Trevor Lawrence you're going to get. Sometimes you get the Trevor Lawrence that you're like, all right, I see why he was #1 pick overall. And sometimes you get Trevor Lawrence that you're like, who is this guy? What is he doing? So, but against that Kansas City defense, I think I like Kansas City over Jacksonville to win that game. Both AFC East division. I hear you, but I like Kansas City to win that game. But there you have it, man. There's the show for the day. This Sunday, October 5th, 2025. It's your boy Jamar, Top Shelf Sports Talk. I want to give a huge shout out to everybody that was on the show today and commenting and engaged. Jason, Snacks, my mom, Mac, Oso City Mac. Appreciate y'all for being a part of the show today. Hey, next week, pick'em section. If you participate on the show, engage in the comments, talking back and forth with me and the people that's in the, comments that's commenting. If you win that week's pick'em, there's a $25 Dunkin' Donuts gift card on the line for the winner of pick'em next week. Again, you must be here on the show to win. You must be here on the show to win. If you're not participating on the show and you win, you will not be eligible for the gift card. It's only for people that's here on Sundays, spending their Sunday mornings with me, talking and helping the platform grow. Now, I do appreciate everybody who does participate in Pick'em, even if you don't come on the show. I appreciate everybody who is on here and who supports even just by doing the picks. I really do appreciate it. It means a lot. Again, it's a lot sometimes getting up here every Sunday and trying to talk and engage and doing all that because it's a lot. We all know it is. But if you're not here on the show on Sunday, 11 a.m., every Sunday, 11 a.m., you could win it, but you won't be eligible. I still will say that you're the winner for that week, but you won't be eligible. We got Jason saying thank you in advance. Snack said, I'll take the card. Sir, my picks are locks. And my mom says she'll take the she says thank you in advance. So y'all are confident, you know what I mean, in your ability to make these picks. As long as you're here, you will be eligible. If you're not here, you won't be eligible. That is my show for Sunday. I appreciate y'all for being a part of it, being here on Sunday morning. Like I said, I look forward to doing this every Sunday. And for me to be talking sports on Sunday morning right before an Eagles game is something that I always wanted to do. So I'm doing it. I'm trying to make it work. All I need is you guys' help in the long run. But it's your boy Jamar, Top Shelf Sports Talk. Wait a minute. Don't leave that. Let me. I would have played my other one, but you know what? Hold on. Let me do that. Let me do that before I get. Let me do that. This one. If I got to figure out why my mouse ain't cooperating. Let's see.
Thing I want you to do for me.
What?
Come here.
What?
Win.
What are we waiting for? You know what you gotta do.
what's about to happen on this field, man. They ain't gonna get it to us. We got to take it. They want to black out. We gonna give them a black out.
Stay together and keep fighting down.
Time to knuckle up. Do everything that move.
Touchdown.
Brian Westbrook, he scored. Touchdown. And the Eagles win. The Eagles win. Let's get into it all day. Relentless, relentless, relentless.
Are you spirit? Are you power? Are you love? Give me what you got.
Right here, right now.
You ain't ready for a fight? Go ahead and go home. Because that's what this gonna be for 4 quarters. A fight. We always win when we fight together. That's how winning is done.
Now get out there.
Spam EAGLES in the comments. Eagles!
Flyers, Phillies, let's talk about them. Sixers, Eagles, let's talk about them. What the Union doing? Pull up with the crew and have a drink or two and let's talk about them. This a PHI bar. Bruce Willis, we die hard. I know you feel us, cause Philly fans is the best sports fans by far. No cheating here, we gon' keep it fair. You don't like my set, somebody help them. This the key, if we can disagree without disrespecting, everybody welcome. So what we talking about? Practice? What we talking about? Let's unpack this. Top shelf, sports talk, lights, cameras, we active.